coach or I play on the team. It's my fault.
It's Dave's fault.
They yell at us like it's our fault. And those are the days that I dread the most. So when everything is happy, everything is hunky-dory around here, that's what I love to do.
But we have really been paranoid today. It is always our fault.
It is.
Blame the media.
Us media, that's all we want. We want to stir the pot. We want to create the chaos. We don't want to tell you the truth about anything because we have this secret agenda.
Big conspiracy. Everything. And all the meetings
Public,
are at my house.
I'm going after you. Exactly. I'm going after Joku Public, John Doe, Jane Doe. I'm coming after you specifically. Not just this is the facts. No, I'm making sure you have a bad day.
And we all have a fleet of black helicopters to travel around in and carry out the conspiracy. When we come back, we carry out the conspiracy of ranking SEC quarterbacks 1 through 14. The bottom, well, that's why it's at the bottom. That's next on Sports Time.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Upgrade to luxury. Visit the Umansky Luxury Complex at Ridgeway at 385. Umansky Maserati and Alfa Romeo, Lincoln of Memphis, and Acura of Memphis. One convenient location for incredible brands. Ridgeway and 385. Come see the Italian race-inspired performance of the Stelvio and Ghibli, precision-crafted performance of the RDX and MDX, or the amazing new Aviator, Navigator, or Nautilus. Rates as low as 0%. Payments from $279. 90 days until your first payment at the Umansky Luxury Complex at Ridgeway and 385. Well qualified buyers. Offers cannot be combined.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body to help you sleep deeper all night and wake up more refreshed every morning. During the Tempur-Pedic Summer of Sleep, save $500 on all Tempur-Breeze mattresses and experience your coolest sleep this summer with our best breeze savings of the year. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Welcome back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Waldo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy.
Down the stretch they come on this Wednesday afternoon, home stretch for us. We will have our first SEC quarterback rankings. Drew, man, you talk about being around with us since 2013. I'm sorry for shorting you a single minute or a day on that, but you well remember when we used to do SEC and AAC, SEC and the Tigers. Involved like a 15th team on coaches and quarterback rankings. You cannot believe the consternation that created for me a lot of weeks. But my comeback to that is win games and play well.
Exactly. I mean, when you and Rob would do it, I'd get a lot of slack on it, like especially when wherever I would put the Tiger quarterback, whether it was Brady White or Riley Ferguson at the time. It wasn't
the Tiger quarterback that got me in trouble.
No, I'm sure it wasn't. But that's the one that always got me in trouble among a lot of people. And that I always seemed to have the Tennessee guy down below thinking I was being a homer. Well, no, I mean, for a lot of weeks, Garantano just wasn't a very good quarterback.
And before him, it was even less. I don't have Jarrett Garantano very high to start this year, but I do think his upside, it's tremendous for this year. He got better last year. He learned a big lesson, played out on a national stage on that third Saturday in October when he decided to improvise, and Jeremy Pruitt wanted the play that he called from the sideline ran, and if he had, they would have scored, and it would have taken him into halftime, I think, in a much more narrow contest on the road at BDS against the Mighty Tide, and Jeremy Pruitt lit into him. And that next week, I defended Jeremy Pruitt. I do not think he should have touched him, and it was just a passing little bit of a wiggle of the face mask. It was not the full-bore Lou Holtz treatment of the face mask, but you can't even hardly do that anymore. But I didn't think it was that egregious. He got his message across to Jarrett Garantano, and he got better after that, playing down the stretch of the year last year, pretty injured.
Yeah, he did get a lot better as the season went on. And as far as the grabbing of the face mask, I think you can go overboard if you just grab it to kind of just get somebody's attention, that intensity level, that's fine. It's the shaking, it's the jerking, because, I mean, I can remember.
Those days are over.
I know, but I mean, even just as young as I am, I can remember that happening in Pee Wee football, just because coaches need to get your attention, need to get you to move. But when you jerk and stuff, that's kind of a little bit over the top.
And I mentioned really lovingly, respectfully, when I mentioned Lou Holtz and the news today of the passing of his wife, the mother of the coach at Louisiana Tech, Skip Holtz. And I know someone in Memphis that were very good friends at Fayetteville with a young lady that met the Holtzes while she was in school in the late 70s, early 80s at Fayetteville. And then she went to work after graduating at Arkansas, basically as I don't know how you would describe the job title, administrative assistant, whatever you want to call it, to Coach Holtz and his wife for personal correspondence, scheduling. I mean, she had a catch-all job, and she worked for them. I think living either on a property behind their home in Orlando, and of course would travel to Fayetteville and to Minneapolis and to South Bend and to Columbia later, and even after he was in the media. But she worked for them forever, and just said that Mrs. Holtz was just a real sweetheart, and Lou Holtz lost his wife. The news broke today about that, and he was a very demonstrative coach in a time that was much more acceptable and happened with more frequency than it happens now. I didn't think it was great back then, but it's kind of what you signed up for then. Yeah. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, that's just how it was in the times, but I think you are right that there's just really no place for it now. We've evolved. We've grown. We've grown as a society, as people. That there's a lot easier ways to get your message across nowadays.
Remember a few years ago when we had Coach Johnny Thompson on with us, and I asked him, "Is it a requirement now?" And it is not. He said, "No, it is not," and it's not at a lot of places Is it a requirement for yes, sir, and no, sir? And at a lot of places, it is not. But it can't, it can't be with any, big attitude about it. But no, yes or no, sir. At a lot of places, not required.
Well, that should be required.
Many.
I still think.
I don't know that it has to be. You know the right tone, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you be smarting off.
Correct.
But
I
yes,
don't,
sir, no, sir, just is so much polite. It's manners. It's something that has been trained into me since I was 2 to 3. I think it took me 3 years to stop calling you sir.
I know it. And I did the very same thing early on with George, and he would go crazy at me during the break. He said, "It just makes you sound so much younger. It makes you sound green. Quit saying yes sir, no sir." I couldn't help it. And I told you the other day on a guest that we were going to have this week, I said, "Whatever you do, don't call him Mister." Didn't I?
Yes, you did. But I mean, it was a guest that I have a lot of respect for. Just I didn't want to come off as a young guy, so that wasn't showing the respect. So I just had to make sure that it wasn't going to come off that way.
But I knew the tone you meant, and that's what we're talking about. All right, let's get to this list. We got to go through it pretty fast. Let's start at the bottom and work up. And for me, I'm going to start with whomever, whatever. Danny Clark, or Ken Seals at Vandy at 14. Sean Robinson at Missouri at 13. I think upside there for him. 12, maybe way too low. The good's good. The average is average, and the bad was real bad last year for Ryan Helinski at South Carolina. Then kind of the duo, and I hate to take a powder on a duo, but I do think it will be an open quarterback situation, especially in this abbreviated run-up to the season, if we have it. The duo at Ole Miss between John Rice Plumlee and Matt Corral. Number 10, this is going to start way low, and we're going to hear from them. It is Jarrett Garantano for now. Number 9, Terry Wilson, back hale and hearty at Kentucky. 8, maybe way too low again. If it was Olympic diving last year and you throw out the high and you throw out the low, I thought it was pretty average in between. Good was great, but not so good was really ugly at times. Number 8, Bo Nix. Number 7, off of not a lot of play last year, watching the performance of all time, but I like a steady hand, and he is it. Number 7, Miles Brennan. 6, Felipe Franks at Arkansas. 5, Jamie Newman at Georgia. 4, Kellen Mond, the summertime love for Kellen Mond at A&M. Show me, don't tell me. I've heard it about A&M for 40 years. Number 3 at Alabama, Mac Jones. Number 2, hadn't played a snap yet in SEC, but we know he can play. KJ Costello at State. And I'm with everyone. Number 1, Kyle Trask at Florida.
Well, we started off pretty much about the same there at the bottom, but then it gets real jumbled up for us. And, the criticisms that you have about Kellen Mond, it's kind of the upside that I do see. I just do see the raw talent about Kellen Mond, but I'll get there when I get there. 14, just like you, I do have Vandy. 13, Sean Robinson, the transfer from TCU at Mizzou. At 12, I've got Miles Brennan down there just because I think regardless of how decent he does, we're going to automatically be comparing him to Joe Burrow.
How unfair.
And it's going to be unfair.
What shoes to fill.
So I think that's probably where he's going to be on my list all year, whether or not I mean to compare him to Joe Burrow. At 11, I've got Ryan Helinski from South Carolina. At 10, I wrote down John Rice Plumlee, but I think you're right. I think Matt Corral is going to have a shot there to compete. I've got old ball. Go ahead.
One editorial comment about Matt Corral. His tenure at Ole Miss, man, what a tough break he's drawn. First year, he gets Phil Longo kind of on the way out of town and not really caring about the backup. Mm-hmm. And the only time he was asked to play, he almost caused a riot in the Egg Bowl, and he was lucky that Jeffrey Simmons didn't devour him. And then last year, he gets Rich Rod, and they don't really know what to do with him. And he gets hurt, loses his job to John Rice Plumlee. And then he gets the ultimate quarterback coach, and he doesn't get to have spring football or really any instruction from Lane Kiffin. So Matt Corral's had a rough go of it, Ole Miss. I'm sorry, I interrupted you before you got to ballpark.
Oh, no worries. I got ballpark Franks at 9 just because I don't know how well he's really going to mix with Sam Pittman and the rest of the people at Arkansas. At 8, I've got Jarrett Garantano just because I did like how well he finished the season last year. Terry Wilson from Kentucky at 7. KJ Costello at State. I just got to see how well I know. But West Coast football is a lot different from playing hard-nosed football in the SEC. SEC
now,
West.
You know they got the West Coast. They got the duo from the West Coast. They got the Pirate swinging his sword and a West Coast quarterback.
Well, I got to see how well it translates to the tough defense of the SEC West. At 5, Jamie Newman from Georgia. Then 4, Kyle Trask, Florida. I got Mac Jones at 3. And you had both these guys way down on your list. And for me, it's a lot of upside. I see breakout years. It's breakout sophomore year for Bo Nix at Auburn. I think he has a tremendous year. And then, of course, the darling of the summer in the SEC, I'm going to fall for the trap just like everybody else has. Give me Kellen Mond from Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher. Aggies champions of the West. Mark the tape.
Whoa! You
no,
David Cobb's.
I'm not actually going to do it. But
well, we've already flagged the tape, though, Carl, haven't we?
The tape.
Yeah, I mean, it's too late. Once
You're right.
the tape, like we hadn't had a tape the entire tenure you've been here. You've been with us since 2002, hadn't you? We just went over that. David Cobb's big on Texas A&M this year, and we got a bunch of lunches riding on it. I got to see it if we have a season. I got to see A&M do it. They always find a way to disappoint, and they really kind of always have.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of who's there in the head coaching job, who's there under center, even with Johnny Manziel, they always seem a way to get
now,
close.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise. But then the next year, you think the expectation is going to be so much better. Johnny football is gonna bring it all the way home, and they figure out how to ruin it. And they always seem to get right there where you expect them, and then just fall off. And you just can't ever pin them.
You were right about that second year. The 2 times to see Johnny Manziel come into Oxford. The first year, he wasn't real known yet. Wasn't a household name yet, but sure wasn't unknown. I mean, the story was starting to be told, and the A&M people that night so glad to be in the SEC. It was their first SEC road trip, and it was like they were liberated from Texas, from the other UT. And the week before, Texas had been there non-conference, and both fan bases great, different but great. And they brought the band and full halftime show and full kind of the SEC treatment, and Johnny put on a show. Then he came back the next year and almost topped it that year, but they didn't have as much on defense the second year, and he went very improvisational, even more so that second year, and that's a kind way to put it. But after his Heisman Trophy winning year, the bowl game performance he put on against Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl, one of the all-time Cotton Bowl individual performances, running and passing, you'll ever see.
It truly was. Some of the things that he did in that game, especially running the ball, dropping back to pass, thinking there's no way he makes it out of there with his head on and somehow squeaks away for 20, 30 yards. It was just phenomenal.
It was fun to see, but it was such a shooting star, almost like, did it really happen? And what he did for that footprint of that campus and that athletics department, that stadium, and every time I go, and I know y'all rib me behind my back. I'll wait till Brett gets back and tells us how great College Station is, because it is. That stadium is the best in the SEC, and it's not even close. When we come back, we wrap up this Wednesday afternoon. We do it with Taco Bell Crunch Time. That's next on Sportstime.
R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1. Don't miss us.
It's time to upgrade your game and get custom fit for free at Edwin Watts with their summer bonus trade-in sale. Come in now through July 12th and get a 50% bonus trade-in on any Callaway TaylorMade or Cobra inline products. Chart out your game with the new Bushnell Tour V5 rangefinder and be the course DJ with Bushnell's new Wingman, the first ever audible GPS and Bluetooth speaker. The summer bonus trade-in sale is happening now through July 12th at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Summer's here and it's time to get grilling. So let our Ace grilling experts help you choose the right grill for your family from the best brands like Big Green Egg Charcoal Grills, Traeger Wood Pellet Grills, and Weber Gas Grills. And since our stores are locally owned and we're committed to helping our neighbors, we'll also assemble and deliver your grill for free. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their grills. Offer valid for Ace Rewards members through July 13th on grills and accessories $3.99 and up. See participating stores for scheduling or exclusions.
Napa know-how.
Get all the quality parts you need at your locally owned Napa. Because right now, when you order from Napa online, you can pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. Or get your order delivered direct to your door with free one-day shipping on over 160,000 quality parts when you spend $50 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating stores, standard ground shipping and exclusions apply.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Welcome back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Waldo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Volosian and Brad Norsworthy.
Come on, Muhammad, that we hit fame. We beat you with the deal, we get in fame.
Before we get to Taco Bell Crunch Time, Drew, you're going to love this text I just got from Ted Butler. I sent him the pics and said, good luck. And he said, yeah, it's a little bit of a thankless job, almost in a no-win situation. I said, it's a little bit like being vice president. You don't ever get the credit and you get all the blame.
You definitely do get all the blame. That's a great take.
It's time for Taco Bell Crunch Time, Carl.
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Take questions again for the student athletes at this time, please.
What's happening, big dog? How you doing?
Is this thing working?
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Woo! Time for Taco Bell Crunch Time. Taco Bell, home of the crispy tortilla chips, topped with a double portion of either seasoned beef or shredded chicken, plus refried beans, nacho cheese sauce, reduced fat sour cream, guacamole, and a 3-cheese blend. Nachos Bel Grande, heaping portion of chips, topped with ground beef, tomatoes, beans, nacho cheese sauce, and a dollop of sour cream. Taco Bell, home to great food you get on your way home real fast, and they bring you crunch time every day. Learned today that the NHL now focusing on all Canada for the hub cities makes sense. Why wouldn't they? You can't blame them at all. Now with the spike in Las Vegas, they're not going to Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Washington, Nashville, Detroit. All those places really played their way out of consideration. For good reasons, they're going to go to Toronto and possibly Edmonton. and that seems like the right places for a very Canadian sport to get the restart.
Yeah, and last time I checked, Edmonton and Toronto have more ice rinks than L.A. and Las Vegas probably do.
Real ponds can freeze there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I learned today, we kind of touched on it with the Rick Hoare, operating the 3-month completion of the NBA season at Walt Disney will cost the NBA more than $150 million. The league is housing the 22-plus teams plus support staff at 3 resorts, have arranged for 7 practice courts and is playing games at 3 different arenas during the quarantine. Is also providing meals, daily testing, and other medical support, security, transportation, and apparently entertainment for more than 1,500 people during the height of the event. We got to have our entertainment.
Well, I don't blame them. They need that. It's got to have some sense of, here's the word, normalcy, normality. But Drew, I want to be optimistic about all the restart plans, but I think we have to be honest with our real feelings. And most of it for me is I got to see it before I'm really going to believe it. If it all goes off perfectly, think of the hurricane of sports that we're going to have later this month.
It's going to be great.
I mean, we'll just be able to wallow in it. Wouldn't it be great to kind of change that dynamic? But all that said, the virus is going to be the virus. I mean, we can't run this thing off. Just go away. We've had enough fun, or not fun. That was a March, April, May, June thing. It's time for us to get to sports. That's not going to happen.
No.
It's simply not. Could have done without this on the virus front. The news today that Bill Cowher tested positive for the virus back in March, fully recovered now, but his age, 63, I think is an indicator for coaches, administrators, referees, some in the media. We might have to have, again, I'm 58. We might have to have a 55 and up, very, very, very segregated or tested or not there at a certain age. And if it's my age, then that's one of the things that will happen, okay. But this is shown through all of the virus pandemic times we've been in. Older, or compromised, very, very unsafe for you. If we got down to, again, 58 and up, if you're born November 4th, 1962 on, then you can't go. That might happen, Drew.
Yeah, it is a real possibility, and I hope that we don't get there. I hope that we can have fans of all ages to be at these events, but if that's what we have to do as a society, then that's what we got to do. And we need everybody to fall in line. What I could have done without today is something I could do without every day, past, present, and future, and just Rob Manfred. I mean, the man is a snake and just a terrible person. I can't believe he actually fully came out and was honest with us for once. Today, on the Dan Patrick Show today, he said, quote, "The reality is we weren't going to play more than 60 games no matter how the negotiations with the players went." What the heck did you waste my time for then? Just come
tell
out
us that
and say
10 weeks ago.
What are you wasting my time and my hope that baseball's going to come back if the players bring back a decent offer and then you're going to counter offer? That's not negotiations there, Rob Manfred. That's a demand. That's an ultimatum. That's not negotiations. Negotiations give and take, some pull and push. That is just absurd to even use the word negotiations in that quote. Rob Manfred, you are a snake and a terrible person and have no place in baseball or any sport for that matter.
One of the all-time weasels. And, Drew, since we've taken everything kind of personally today and been a little bit, maybe a lot paranoid, I think Rob Manfred doesn't like me and you.
I don't think he does. I think he does all of this just in spite of Mr.
He's
Brett
monitoring these airwaves.
And Drew Barrett. He does it on purpose. He comes after me.
Carl,
I don't like being attacked.
Carl, are you sending him tapes of this show for him to dislike us?
No, I honestly don't even know who you guys are talking about.
It's a baseball guy, bro.
And that is great. Keeping a close eye on the first round early tomorrow morning in Detroit. The idea a few weeks ago of anything in Detroit seemed almost impossible with the sadness and the illness and the lockdown. This is the most challenging stop yet. Ohio, the next 2 weeks will be a breeze. Then Minneapolis, that could be challenging. And then Memphis. Also tonight, the real we think, the real deadline for NBA players to announce if they're going to Orlando. Everybody proceeding with caution. What are you keeping an eye on tonight, Drew?
I'm keeping an eye on a lot of NBA return talk. I'm going to watch a lot of Golf Channel, get ready for the Rocket Mortgage Classic, and just figure out how I got to get my revenge against Rob Manfred. He's just got me fired up right now. If you're listening, Rob, I'm coming for you.
Rob Manfred, man, he does not like the sport he presides over whatsoever. It is a shame. I want to thank T.J. Reeves, John Gowen, Rick Harrow, and Matt Michelle. Also want to say for Carl and for Drew, I'm Brett. Thank you to everyone that listened tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Talk to you then.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Have you noticed your air conditioning system struggling to keep up this summer? It may just need a tune-up. Good news, it's super tune-up time at Conway Services.